Recently, I was talking to a friend that isn't really in the Pokemon competitive scene or anything like that, and they said that someone had mentioned to them that there was a person with an Articuno making waves in the competitive scene, and I thought, well, that's strange. This isn't someone oh, yeah, you're leaving? All right, well, I'll see you later. This isn't really someone that usually talks about competitive Pokemon or really is in the scene much. So if it's making that big of an impact, then it must be quite important. And then I see in my sub box that Freezeye has uploaded a video about the genius behind the tournament-winning Articuno team. And I just think to myself, okay, I need to learn about this. I need to know what's going on. Freezeye is one of the best channels that you can go to for competitive Pokemon-related content. And as you can see, I've watched a lot of his videos. I've watched a ton of his videos, and you should definitely watch them too. But let's see what's going on with this Articuno, shall we?
This Articuno moveset just won a pretty big tournament, the Utrecht Regional, last.
Wait, really? Hold on, let's have a look at this. Blizzard, Ice Beam, Freeze Dry, and Sheer Cold Choice Specs? If you don't know what Choice Specs is, Choice Specs locks you into the first move that you select when you switch into a battle. So, Choice Specs Blizzard, hitting both Pokemon on the other side of the field, very good idea. Snow Cloak, giving it evasion in Hail, also pretty cool. But Ice Beam, Freeze Dry, and Sheer Cold of all things? When are we clicking Sheer Cold? When is that situation? What's that happening? I get Freeze Dry for water types. You know, you want that kind of quad effectiveness against those water ground types. That's also very helpful. Ice Beam, if you just want to hit a single target potentially. I guess there's just no other moves that you really need on this Articuno. This offensive ice is just a great type to use. We're also using Terra Ice, so it's doing so much damage. It's doing so much damage.
Regional last weekend. Nikhil Reddy piloted this insane Articuno team, but when you look at the Articuno moveset,
Okay, so we have Ninetales with the Snow One. That's going to set up the Hail. It's going to set up the Snow. What is it in this game? What is it? What is it in this game? He's sitting there. You can probably. Do you know what it is? Do you know what it's called? No. Okay. Well, I don't think he knows.
honestly looked like an in-game one, not something you'd bring to a tournament.
It kind of does a little bit, not gonna lie. I do love the fact that we got Raging Bolt and Landorus and I love Raging Bolt. I'm so glad that it's good.
Choice Specs Sheer Cold, 4 Ice-type moves, what is going on? And Articuno itself isn't a typically highly regarded Pokemon in the first place.
No, I mean, it's not got the very good special attack. It's pretty middling as far as everything go. Its typing is not that great. It has quad weaknesses.
Before this tournament, a lot of people might have written it off as a gimmick.
Okay, so it's number 75 on the board, but it is above a Garchomp, and oh my god, it's right next to Magmar. Wolfie will be pleased.
But the choice to bring Articuno to the tournament was brilliant, and the moveset and EV spreads are genius.
Oh yeah, no wonder. The Landorus and Rillaboom? Oh, they're getting hammered.
Let me explain why this weird Articuno moveset is actually good, and why this strategy performed well at the tournament.
I'm
If you
excited.
want to see more of this style of team breakdown, let me know by liking the video and subscribing if you're new.
No, I think this kind of stuff is really interesting. Like, I like watching a lot of competitive content. I'm going to like the video right now. I think this stuff is super interesting. I don't know much about it, but I'm always willing to learn. Like, I play a lot of the games, but I'm not much of a smart person. I don't know how to do the VGC. That guy, though, he's big in the VGC. I don't know why he didn't hang around more.
That'll give me a positive signal to make more of this type of content. You might think you're subscribed, but check to make sure that you actually are.
I'm definitely subscribed, but are you definitely subscribed?
But let's get into it. Fundamentally, the strategy is built around Snow with Ninetales, Alola, and Articuno. New to Generation 9, Snow increases the defense of Ice-type Pokemon, which means that Articuno becomes tough to take down.
That's right, I forgot about that. So if you set up an Aurora Veil, and you have the defense boost, and Articuno already has good special defense from the get-go regardless, it has decent special bulk, then you're becoming really hard to kill. Especially, even with Ivy Cudgel, Terrasilize, that's gonna do a lot of damage.
Because of Articuno's high special defense, it doesn't matter which—
Oh my god, never mind. No, it didn't. Sorry, I have to go back. I just realized that you couldn't even see the damage that it did. Look at this. Look at this health bar right here.
Because of Articuno's high special defense, it doesn't matter which side of Articuno
it did nothing.
you try to attack, it's going to be tough to get that knockout.
That was oh god, it's doing wow. This thing is so hard to kill.
On top of that, you add an Aurora Veil from Alolan Ninetales. This is a pretty standard moveset, and Aurora Veil makes the already unkillable Articuno even tougher.
And you add on Snow Cloak so that they can miss? Oh, baby, it's going good.
Finally, you also add Articuno's ability Snow Cloak to give it the ability to dodge attacks.
Wow, that's tough.
You might think of Articuno as a very meek Pokemon, but with all these modifiers, it becomes genuinely terrifying.
And I guess if you choice specs it and you put it in the snow with Terrasilization, it's going to be doing some decent damage, right?
And from there, it goes to work with its choice specs Blizzard. With Terra Ice, choice specs, a high base power spread move in Blizzard,
Okay, how much is it going to do the Yoga Palm? I think it's going to one-shot the Rillaboom. I don't know, like, if it's an Articuno, I guess it's Terra and Choice Specs. I'd say like 50%.
And potentially even help.
Oh, okay, not quite 50%, but that's still a lot.
Hand from Alolan Ninetales.
Oh, true, helping hand too.
Articuno gets consistent spread damage onto the opponent. Even though Articuno has a pretty terrible base 95 special attack, again, all these modifiers add up.
I guess you could make it modest too for a little bit of a more 10% more of a buff. It's okay.
For example, with a Helping Hand and a Terra Ice, Blizzard can knock out the mighty Flutter Mane or a fire type like Gouging Fire. On top of that, Blizzard has a 10% chance to freeze each of the opponents, adding up to a 19% chance to get at least one freeze per turn.
Oh yeah, that's nasty. And if you get frozen in VGC, it's Jova. I mean, what are you going to do? You're going to use Scald? You're going to cast Scald? Is that what you're going to do? What's the Thaw chance? 10%? 20% now?
The strategy is very luck positive. It absolutely does not rely on luck to be effective. You have so many modifiers that increase your defense and you're unleashing large amounts of spread damage per turn.
And also, you have the opportunity to just use Blizzard with Alolan Ninetales once you've got your Aurora Veil up as well. So you get even higher chance of freeze after that too.
But on top of that, you're also adding Snowcloak Dodge and Blizzard Freeze into the equation, and that gives you an edge. Imagine trying to fake out Articuno to stop it from attacking, and instead it dodges and gets off a Blizzard. As the Articuno player, you don't count on that happening, and your strategy is well executed either way, but now you get a large swing in your favor.
That's really cool. Also, I would say that Incineroar is a little bit of an issue for this because I don't think Articuno can do much against Incineroar, but also Incineroar's not going to be doing much against Articuno with the defense buffs and the Aurora Veil.
But why 4 Ice-type attacks? Why Sheer Cold? Well, 95% of the time you are using Blizzard. Articuno is a Blizzard spammer. It's too high value of a move not to use every single turn. The other moves are about preparing for the few situations where you don't want a Blizzard. For example, say you want an accurate Ice-type move for when the snow runs out. There's Ice Beam. Say you want to hit a pesky Water-type Pokemon, there's Freeze Dry.
True, yes. Yeah, especially for the Water Grounds. Oh, quite effective. Oh, delicious. And Sheer Cold, that's just for fun. That's just when you want to style on the opponent. That's what you want to, when you want to make fun of them a little bit. You want to bully them a little bit. That's when you use Sheer Cold. Or if you see like maybe Incineroar. Maybe you Sheer Cold the Incineroar just for a little bit of fun.
Other coverage moves don't really make a lot of sense because you have to think about the opportunity cost associated with it. What situation would you want to use Hurricane instead of Blizzard? What situation would you want to use U-Turn? It's not about picking a generically good move like Hurricane or U-Turn. With the context that you are almost exclusively using Blizzard, you are using your other move slots to cover for the different non-Blizzard situations.
It's so tanky. Oh, it's dead now. Never mind.
That's where Sheer Cold, a one-hit KO move, comes in.
Oh, wait, yes, and on Incineroar! Wait, do they... Oh, no, they're going to use it on Registeel. Okay, they're going to use it on Registeel. But oh, that was so close. The Incineroar is technically on the field when Sheer Cold gets used, so I'm not that wrong.
This is not a Ting-Lu Fissure situation.
Oh, okay, I missed. That's unfortunate.
Articuno does not spam Sheer Cold looking for a KO. Blizzard is already the spam move. Sheer Cold is mainly to get past unwinnable situations like Heatran or Registeel.
Yeah, it's smart. It's smart.
Sheer Cold is a technique you use to get past bulky Pokemon that sit there and do nothing. Pokemon
oh, God.
That, because they do nothing, gives you several opportunities to Sheer Cold into them.
I can't imagine playing with a team that has Cresselia and Registeel on it. That's gross. That's gross. What are we doing here? Nothing against the actual player. I'm sure they're very, very good and they're very smart. But oh my God, I could not imagine playing against it.
We actually saw that happen. A different Articuno player in the tournament Sheer Colded a Registeel to knock it out. This is an honorable use case of Sheer Cold because you're not hoping that you bink it. It's a strategic last resort. It's an option to get past Pokemon who both completely stop you and are too defensive and therefore give you that opportunity in the first place.
Yeah, it's just the best case scenario. What are you going to do? You're not going to use Blizzard on it, but if you have the opportunity to get a one-hit KO, then you're going to go for it. I mean, it's a low opportunity. You're probably not going to get it, but if you do, that's your path to victory.
The situation is not common, but when it does happen, you want to be prepared. It only looks weird, but Choice Specs Sheer Cold is perfectly fine. That explains the moveset and why 4 Ice-type moves actually work, but the genius of it goes...
You just dodged a parting shot. That's so toxic.
A little deeper with the EV spreads and team composition. And also the big question, why pick the team in the first place? If you look at the Articuno EV spread, you'll notice its HP and defense are quite specific. The reason is for Ogerpon Heartflame, the top offensive fire-type Pokemon. Even if Ogerpon uses Terra Fire and gets a +1 attack boost, it doesn't KO Articuno as long as you switch in to Intimidate Arcanine Hisui. The genius of it is that the team has already planned for Ogerpon in the team builder with Arcanine and that Articuno EV spread. It's why Arcanine Hisui makes more sense on this team than Incineroar. Even though they're both Intimidate Fire-type Pokemon,
and now you can just take out the Ogerpon with your Arcanine.
Is more distinctly offensive. Imagine trying to use a Fire-type to deal with Articuno like Ogerpon or Incineroar, but then having to deal with Banded Rock Slide or Banded Extreme Speed.
Smart, yeah, definitely.
The Rock Slide Blizzard attacking core is almost perfect. Only Steel types can take that on and they lose to Flare Blitz.
And also Sheer Cold, apparently. Man, I had this strategy. I just Registeel and everything, but I lost to their 30% chance. It's really sad. Also, who's using Registeel? Anyone out there using Registeel still?
The Fire Rock of Arcanine forms perfect synergy with the Ice type spam. The rest of the team follows that same idea. It's 3 of the best Pokemon in the format. Ogerpon Water, Landorus, and Raging Bolt, who all synergize well.
Who gave Ogerpon Spiky Shield? How did that happen?
For example, Ninetales Alola could combo a Helping Hand with Terra Water Ogerpon or Life Orb Landorus. Ogerpon's Water and Grass typing hit Fire and Water respectively, which could try and stop Articuno. Or Ogerpon could follow me to redirect attacks off of Articuno to keep it safe while it Blizzard spam.
Who gave Ogerpon Follow Me? Go on, reveal yourself. Which one of you was it? Was it you? So you out there? You giving it Follow Me? You let it learn that move. You let it learn that. Oh, he's not there anymore. You let it learn that move. Sorry, you couldn't see. My cat left. It's very sad, but I'll be okay. You know, been tough the last few minutes, but I'll be brave.
Landorus I hits a strong Earth Power into Heatran, and Raging Bolt with Assault Vest helps the matchup versus Tornadus and Goldengo. The list goes on, and you can see the synergy built around the Ice type attack. But perhaps the most fundamental question is why use Snow in the first place? All of the top level teams you see will have this high caliber of synergy. Other players are not stupid. They're using fundamentally good teams as well. They're using teams where Pokemon work well together too. What it comes down to is the understanding of the meta. The meta is a scary word, but ultimately it comes down to the idea that people play to win, so the perceived best teams get used the most often.
Yeah, that's from what I can understand. The meta currently, as it stands, is, oh boy, Fluttermane and Incineroar, they're so good, we love them. We love them so much, they're great. And then there's other Pokemon in there too.
The reason they're perceived to be the best is because they are actually the best. They're really good teams. But there's no such thing as a perfect team. All teams have strengths and weaknesses. It's why there's a large incentive for being creative. If you can create a team that is both inherently good and is anti-meta, meaning that its strengths target the weakness of the standard team,
then you can counter team while also maintaining a very good team, so that even if you do go up against some of the less common team compositions you might see out there, you'd still have a good shot at winning. And also, it being anti-meta, it means that you beat the best team. So at least you have a good chance of beating the best teams.
You can do well. The Ice Spam team
you can do well.
Targeted that meta. For example, Tornadus, despite being weak to ice, is actually
what was the shot on?
Extremely disruptive to Snow because it often uses weather moves like Rain Dance or Sunny Day. Tornadus used to be extremely common, but it lost popularity after the introduction of the popular Raging Bolt, an electric-type Pokemon who has Thunderclap, an electric-type version of Sucker Punch.
So, Raging Bolt making an appearance makes it harder for Tornadus to do its thing, which, in turn, means that there's less Tornadus around, and you can use more weather teams, like your Snow.
Torn or Shifu core that dominated the meta in the past simply wasn't as popular. The Snow team does have a Raging Bolt for that occasion, so it's not that bad, but obviously you don't want to be playing against a team that can ruin the core of your strategy. Similarly, if a lot of teams are relying on a Dragon-type Pokemon like Assault Vest Raging Bolt to be their specially defensive Pokemon, that's inherently negative into a Blizzard spam matchup. One thing you'll notice is that the team doesn't have a lot of speed. There's no Tailwind or Trick Room or extremely fast Pokemon like Fluttermane or Qianpao.
Because you just tank hits. This team is all about just tank hits. Because you have Aurora Veil and you have the defense buff in the Snow already. So you have double defense. And then you have the increase in special defense. Articuno already has good special defense. Like, this team just sits here and gets battered. But then it just, it's a slow trundle to victory, but it's not stall. It's just, we will keep attacking you over and over again. We're going to keep smacking our head into a wall over and over again until eventually we win. Although Alola Ninetales is quite fast to begin with, I will admit.
That's definitely a weakness of the team. But because of Incineroar's pivoting ability and Raging Bolt's ability to stifle offense, Balance became the most popular playstyle. More popular than fast-paced offense that could hit Articuno and friends before they could attack.
That's sad because my favorite style of play is fast-paced offense. You probably noticed because in all of my Then We Fight videos, I'm always like, I need to scarf something, I need to ban something, I need to spec something. I need to get those one-hit kills because I really like hitting things hard and I really like just like smacking things in the head. I don't like setup too much and I don't like stall that much. I just like being able to sit here, exist, and punch something really hard. I'm like the Saitama. Well, no, I'm not. I'm like, imagine if Saitama was not as cool or strong or interesting, and he wasn't bald. Or imagine he had red hair. And imagine he played Pokemon. That's me.
Against slower, more balanced teams, Articuno can farm spread damage and that 19% chance to freeze. Also, because balance is popular, Landorus I became a popular balance breaker because of its speed and power, but that loses to Articuno. There are other factors too, but fundamentally, a lot of independent factors created an environment where Articuno Snow was actually anti-meta and good.
And also fun. It's really fun to come up with a different strategy that's no one else is using, that feels good to use, isn't super overcomplicated, like, oh, Articuno come in, you hit the Terra button, and then you click Blizzard, and ooh, I hope I dodge, ooh, I hope I don't get killed, ooh, I hope I get a freeze, that will be fun. And have it also be anti-meta, so you can just, like, one-shot Landorus and one-shot Rillaboom, just feels good.
But after all this, what's next? Is Articuno the new big thing? At least for now, yeah, you'll see it on
okay, yep, never mind, it is.
Ladder a lot. But just like Articuno was anti-meta, new strategies are going to be anti-meta to Articuno. People do and...
Wow, you're gonna... Oh my god, it's a literal mirror match. Who came up with this team first? Was it Nikhil or was it Emir?
will adapt.
Or I guess it could have been someone else, to be fair.
No team is perfect, and every team has a weakness that can be targeted. As an extremely basic example, people are using Quiver Dance Volcarona, which has an extremely strong matchup into Snow. But in any
True, but then there's the Hisuian Arcanine there as well, right?
case, we just saw a Choice Specs Sheer Cold.
There was a Sheer Cold into Incineroar. Oh my god, I was right! I did predict it! I did say it! What? Look at that! That's the perfect ending.
Articuno win a regional, and that's cool to watch.
That is really cool. I love that. That was fantastic. Hey, make sure you subscribe to Freezeye. Also, if you want some freaking gamer subs, so you can use code Patterrz at gamer subs to get your game subs. Links in the description. If you want to see more of my dumb face, you can always subscribe here as well.